Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video let's do the unboxing and have a look at this Moto E7 Power, a budget-oriented smartphone from Motorola. And just about a week ago I asked you guys, do you want reviews and unboxings of budget-oriented smartphone? And many of you said yes. So Motorola just launched this, and this is supposed to be budget-oriented one. So let's have a closer look at the same. And guys, it's a review note, so I don't know the exact pricing. Here, I don't think so the pricing is right to say 11,000 something. That's rubbish, because this simply cannot be priced at that much. This is a budget oriented device. I feel from what rumors I'm hearing, the pricing should be between 8,000 to about 8,500 for this higher end variant that comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM. There'll also be one more variant that comes with just 2 gigabytes of RAM and 32 GB of storage. Yes, obviously its pricing will be a lot lower, but I will not suggest that. If you're buying this, minimum go for this, because Android with just 2 gigabytes of RAM, come on man. Anyways, let's have a look at this. And here it says that this has a 5000 milliamp hour battery, and it says 10 watt charger. I should have been 18 watt at least, but yeah, again it's a budget oriented device, so I won't come. It's a dual camera, 13 megapixel main and macro vision, that's a macro camera second, and a 6.5 inch HD plus screen. That's a 720p HD plus IPS LCD screen that you're getting. And regarding the processor, guys, the processor on this is the MediaTek Helio G25. This is again an octa-core processor, but I feel that they should have gone with at least the G35. Yes, I know it's a budget-oriented smartphone, but anyways, let's open this up, and we get a case that is pre-applied. Motorola is doing this on a lot of smartphones, pre-applying the case. Yes, as expected, it's a plastic bag that we are getting. And Motorola logo, this is the fingerprint scanner, that dual camera. The top is that macro camera, guys, 2 megapixel, and the bottom is 13 meg. This is not a camera, guys, this is actually a flash. It looks like triple, but it's a dual camera setup. Let's just remove this. Comes out, and a punch hole camera. I believe it's a 5 megapixel. But anyways, let's see what else do we get in the box. So small pamphlet, SIM ejector tool over here, guys, and a small power brick, that's 10 watt, and this is a Type-C cable, guys. So nice to see they are at least giving Type-C, not micro USB. We'll take out the SIM ejector tool, and we'll see the SIM slot configuration. I'll just keep these things to the side for now, and let's look at the handset itself. And it does not weigh heavy, guys, because it's a completely plastic polycarbonate back. Let me give you a physical overview. We have a 3.5mm headphone jack over here. We have a dedicated button here. I think so this is the Google button, because generally Motorola UI is very close to stock Android. That should be the same, so this might be the Google Assistant button. Volume rockers and power on off button. Interestingly, all the buttons are on this side. Bottom we have the micro USB port that will be used for charging main microphone. Here is the speaker vent. This is interesting. Okay. Anyways, over here we have the SIM tray. Let's look at it. And it's a hybrid, guys. They should have gone with a triple slot considering the budget oriented price, but what we are getting is a hybrid. But we have a rubber gasket over here, and I was reading the specs. This is supposed to be IP52 rated, so that means splash proof. So that's what it is. Again, guys, it's a budget oriented device, so let's just try to power it on. So guys, I have actually set up the device and also played around with it a little bit, so let me give you an overview of the same. And guys, here are the quick specs for your reference. And again, guys, it's having a 6.5 inch screen, guys. It's a 720p HD screen, and I would say for the price, the screen quality is good. It's the whites actually look white. It's a decent quality IPS LCD screen, guys, but the thing is that in terms of brightness, it's not super bright. As you can see, we are almost halfway at the brightness. So again, in outdoor conditions, even if you keep it on max, it's slightly not legible, but again, I won't complain too much considering the price point at which we are getting this device. Also, it has a fingerprint scanner here at the back, and surprisingly, actually, let me just switch on. Let me just lock it, and I'm going to touch it. and as you can see, it unlocks very quickly. We also have this race to display, and in fact I would say the fingerprint scanner performed much better than my expectation. So it's a fast fingerprint scanner that they have. And also in terms of weight, though it's having that 5000 milliamp hour battery, it does not feel heavy. But again guys, it's a budget oriented device, so bottom we have that chin on the same. Now the thing that I like with this device is, and I've installed some apps also guys, and in fact I even installed Call of Duty because I was curious to see how is the performance of this G25 chipset. The good thing is that as it's a Motorola device, almost no bloatware that we got on this one, so I didn't have to actually uninstall a lot of things. I just installed a few apps over here. We had this Facebook extra, but let's see if we can uninstall it. Or yeah, you can uninstall Facebook also. That's actually nice. So again, no bloatware that we have. Moving to the Wi-Fi, it has just a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi band, and I did some tests. Let me actually show you. Let's go to the photos, and I saved the screenshots. And you're getting a speed of around this 47 download, 56 upload. So this is the max that I got. So it's just 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi band, but it's okay. Another thing to note is that, as I've told you, it's very close to stock Android. So these are the toggles that you're getting, and here also it's actually very close to stock Android. And in fact, we don't get the Motorola customization app on this one, so we don't have that. If you do this twist, generally on Motorola phones the camera open, that doesn't happen. Regarding storage guys, out of that 64 gigabytes, I've installed that Call of Duty and some other games, that's why it's showing 46, but you'll have about 50 gigabytes of space left when you get this phone. And I wish they had a dedicated micro SD card slot, though this micro SD card they claim up to 1 terabyte storage it accepts, but they should have given actually a dedicated slot. And regarding the performance guys, I am not noticing that huge lag or anything in general performance. I was expecting that will be too laggy or something. That's not the case. Let's also look at the speaker, because the speaker is here, and I'll also show you some gaming because I was curious how this chip performs. Let's just look at my own channel, and if we go over here, let's go to the Poco M3 review. So this is the sound.
अपने घर पर सुरक्षित रहकर अपना फोन रिचार्ज करें। फोन पे आप खोलें और रिचार्ज विकल्प चुनें। अपने फोन
The orientation works very well, as you see.
Specs guys, again watch the unboxing video if you want to know more about it. Also I had posted its review in the Hindi
So
channel.
this is Max.
Our Hindi channel. So if you wanted that review in Hindi, Bindas Hindi, you can watch that. I'll leave the link.
And the max you can go is up to 720p, because it's a 720p panel that we are getting. So the speakers are okay, adequately loud, not very loud I would say, but the thing is that because it's over here, when I was actually playing the game, I didn't block it, but I was also very curious, so I played a little bit of Call of Duty, and let me again actually play to give you an idea. So guys, this is Call of Duty. Let me show you the graphics settings, and it's only at the lowest graphics settings. Low frame rate is in medium, but let's see how it does it. Let me actually increase the brightness. As I've told you, the brightness of the panel, that is something that's not super bright. But again, this is surprised that yes, it's low graphics settings, but it is handling it fine. I don't see huge frame drops. I was expecting that it will be a crawl or something. So yes, you can definitely do some gaming. Wow, I got kicked. Okay, as you can see, it's good enough. Probably the wrong level, it's this dark level. But yeah, as you can see, you can do a little bit of gaming. I thought no gaming would be possible on this, but yeah, possible, but again, lowest graphics settings, and it is adequately playable, I would say. So yeah, this is a pretty heavy game, so light games obviously you can obviously play. So let me just get out of this one. So that was actually a surprise to me also that it could play this game. So I was not having any expectations, guys, with this processor because it's the base Helio processor. Though yeah, it's octa-core, but it's the G25 series. But yeah, it can do a bit of gaming. So yes, I won't say this is a smartphone if you are sort of a hardcore gamer or something. This is for people who have a very tight budget, I would say, but want to get a smartphone with the clean to almost stock Android experience. You hate that ads in the many of the UIs that you get, so you can look at it. But again, if you sort of play games too much, then I would not suggest. But for general media consumption, YouTube and stuff, it is fine. Now let's also look at the camera. It's just a 13 megapixel and a 2 megapixel macro. So let's have a look at the same now. I'm not expecting that much. It opened actually quickly, the camera, if you notice. So yeah, not a terrible processor, and again, no shutter lag. Wow, this is surprising. As you can see, I just snapped. I thought there'll be huge delay. Not bad. And let's look at the front facing camera. So this is the front facing. It's a 5 megapixel, guys. So it has actually a lot of mode. Even the portrait mode with the bokeh background adjustment is there. So let me do one thing. Let me actually take some sample shots outdoors so that you get a better idea regarding the camera. As you can see, outdoor shots actually come out to be decent with this one. It was a cloudy, overcast day. So if the lighting is decent, as you can see, even human subjects come out to be good. This was a regular shot. And now I'm switching to the portrait mode. There is slight softness, but I won't complain with the portrait mode. That's the same case even with the front facing camera. If the lighting is good, the pictures come out actually good. But when you move to indoor artificial lighting, again, it falls apart. It's very soft and there is almost no detail. That's the same case even with the rear facing camera. If the lighting is not good in indoor conditions, many of the shots will come out to be blurry. So guys, that's it for now for the unboxing and first look at this Moto E7 Power. And I have to say, I am surprised with this smartphone. Before getting this, I had almost zero expectations. I thought it would be a lag fest, but surprisingly, it's decent, I would say, if you are on a very, very tight budget. As I've told you, yes, there are some smartphones at about 10 or 11,000 that are definitely better than this. But if you simply can't extend that budget and you're specifically looking for a smartphone with a clean UI, no ads, close to stock Android, and you're not a hardcore gamer or something, if you just want a phone for casual, regular use, you can have a look at this one. But anyways, what do you guys think about the same? Do let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys. Catch you later.